There are astronauts, and there are UFONAUts.
Warning: the following material may not be suitable for all audiences. Please listen responsibly.
Welcome, everyone, to UFONAUT Radio, 9 to 10 every Saturday night, broadcasting live on a rain-soaked evening here at our top-secret location in Portland, KPAM 860. I am your host, Jesse Randolph, and as always, thanks for tuning in tonight to a program that takes you on a truth journey outside the Matrix each week. UFONAUT Radio, what do we do here? We report the latest happenings within ufology, paranormal, and new science communities, examining these subjects with a high level of scrutiny together. With that being said, tonight you're going to want to put the cell on vibrate. Go get your skeptic friend. Go get your brother or your grandpa or whoever says there's nothing to this stuff. Open your mind, call them up before the first break and say, this is the show you want to listen to tonight. I promise you, while we present the taboo that most are deeply afraid to discuss openly during the work week. Tonight's show, like I said, go grab your skeptic friends. The quality of the messenger is probably the most important component or ingredient when attempting to open minds or change public perceptions when discussing UFOs or any other paranormal subject or new hypothesis. With the subject of UFOs, not only is the quality of the messenger critical, but there is another uphill battle that the researchers and advocates face. Here's what it is in a nutshell. How do you convince the masses about the reality of an issue or a phenomena when they don't want it to be true? And you can say you don't care or you're not afraid, but we know that you are. Would the masses really want to know that we might be very small and much less evolved organisms when compared amongst the galactic community? Would the masses really want to know if another species might have seeded humans on this planet and in essence might be our true creators? Would the people of Earth really want to know that our governments of the world have no real control over their own airspace and that beings from other worlds come and go as they please, doing things we are totally unaware and confused about? Well, I think not. Modern day history has told us that most are probably okay and fine with UFOs staying in the movie theaters. However, there are some that do not handle this quite silently. They want to know, which is why we are here. Some of us have a need to know. Some of us demand to know what the government has been obviously afraid to explain to us for years regarding UFOs and the ET presence visiting this Earth. Some of us don't even know that we have this desire and passion, but we do. And that's enough. We have a need to know. My guest tonight, like I said, go get your grandpa, go get your boyfriend, is a top-tier quality messenger. She is the type of investigating journalist that would wide-eye any UFO skeptic with her information and her new book. If they were open enough to reading it, as I've often said, there's plenty of proof, but not many forums to share it. Well, tonight she's got a forum, and we're lucky enough to have her, a member of the next generation of ufology advocates, or as I always say here, the new guard. She has worked for 10 years on a body of work, this book that I will speak to you about tonight, and she will as well, that brings forth information that the mainstream is never told about through the media. She does an amazing job of exploring how the subject of UFOs, how they became taboo, because they are, to discuss in a serious light, and political suicide to mention in the halls of the Beltway. And you know what I'm talking about, politicians. We are privileged to be joined tonight by journalist and author of the most popular book about the reality of the UFO situation in years, Miss Leslie Kean, coming up tonight. And I want to allow Leslie to open your eyes out there, especially for anyone who thinks credibility is an issue with this subject. So tonight, we're going to talk about UFOs, generals, pilots, and government officials going on the record. How does that sit for you on a Saturday night? Leslie Kane coming up after the break, and your questions and phone calls, of course. This is UFONAUT Radio, KPAM 860.